He's £90 million worth. He should be starting. Yeah, I think, listen, after the week that's been just gone on, it would have created even more of a crazy scenario in the media if he hadn't started today. I think, listen, in the last few games, he's probably been the standout player for Man United. So on performance, he deserves to start.
Scholes, you've been involved in some big dressing rooms, some big characters. Paul Pogba come out after that Wolves game saying attack, attack, attack. Do you think he's the voice of the dressing room?
Yeah, it looks that way. Whether he's right to be doing that, I don't think he is. I don't think any player, how good they're playing, whether they're brilliant every week or not, I don't think they should ever question the tactics. It's been a funny couple of years for him. He's been very inconsistent. We know that. We know he's got great ability. We know there's a lot of good players in the team. You just wonder when he's going to put that all together. He's going to play 4 out of 5 games very good instead of 2 out of 3, 2 out of 5 games, which just isn't enough. You go back to his Juventus days, he was sensational for a couple of years. And you have to wonder what the difference is. And I think probably the players around him, he had great experience at Juventus, great players in Pirlo, Chiellini, Buffon, great experience, to look after him and show him the ropes. And I think he needs a bit of guidance. Although he's an experienced player himself, I still think he needs a bit of guidance on a football pitch.
I think I'd add to that as well, that the Juventus team he played in then, there was the consistency with personnel and consistency with results in that team was totally different to what we got here. Yeah. So there's a few things that aren't going for him here in that sense, but top players have got to be able to stand out at any given moment in any team, and they do different things to do that. But at the moment, you see some good things from Paul Pogba. You think, wow, that's why they paid 90 mil. And then you see some things when you go, well, that's not the Paul Pogba that I'm used to. So he's got to get that consistency really to quash all of the rumours and the question marks about him.
And they've obviously with the team we're playing at the moment with Fellaini, Matic, McTominay, that's surely going to bring out the best in Paul, right?
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? We know Paul isn't the most disciplined defensively, you would say, and you think he's brought 3 players in there in Matic, Fellaini and McTominay, who are all defensive thinking midfield players, and you hope that gives the licence to Paul Pogba to go and do his stuff. And we hope that's the case today. He's got 2 centre forwards, it looks like today, Martial, Lukaku playing together. I'm not sure if it's the first time, but it's not something that happens quite regular. And Paul's got 2 good players with pace there, and as long as they're running in behind, I'm sure if he gets on the ball, he'll be able to find them.
I think Paul's right totally there, that you need people to run off the ball, and I think Paul would have done this in his career. Once Paul Scholes gets on the ball, just like with Paul Pogba, they have great passing range. The attacking players then that's the key to run, that's the cue. You've got to run as soon as that happens when they play. This is what has to happen in this team going forward. When Paul Pogba gets the ball, he's the man who can deliver a 60-yard ball on a 6-man from both feet. When he gets it, get on your bike and he'll find you. And I don't think that happens enough for me in this team.
Rio, a lot's been talked about who will leave Manchester United first. Will it be Pogba? Will it be Mourinho? How do you think the whole situation's been handled in the press? We see in the training ground incident. As a player, how would you feel your manager doing that?
Listen, I think that I could go through a list of things that I feel could have been handled better from the manager, but also from various players as well. But I think one thing that has to remain key and has to be the poignant fact in this whole matter is that the club is more important than anyone. Not just the players, but the manager as well. And they've got to always bear in mind that the club has to be respected at every moment. I think, what we saw on the training pitch the other day is, I didn't experience that when we were playing. And you deal with things like that in the training ground. Yeah. But it wasn't, and then obviously it's there for everyone to then debate and talk about, which is the problem. Far too many things are coming out of that training ground, and Man United fans aren't used to that.
I think that's something you probably see, Robbie, all the time on the training ground, behind closed doors, as Rio said. I think the fact that obviously it's on camera didn't help that situation, and I think the manager was right to have a go at him. What he was doing the night before when United are playing, getting beat, and he's smiling, he's laughing, he's putting stuff on Instagram when they've just gone out the cup, which they think they should have a good chance of winning. So I think he's well within his rights. I think it happens a lot of football clubs every day, but this time it was just caught on camera.
So was he right to take the vice captaincy off him?
Also, but I would say to that as well, though, with Paul Pogba, you knew what you were getting. You knew you were getting someone on social media. Listen,
he won't realise he's done anything wrong.
No.
He'll be just going in, big smile on his face. Yeah. What's the problem?
Because this is Paul Pogba. And listen, Man United bought him, and when he signed, the social media craziness that went around his signing was news for days. They've never seen anything like it. So to think that he's going to be any different, or he hasn't got any worse. He's Paul Pogba. Social media, he's on there all the time. He's a happy face all the time, win or lose. That's just the way he is. But yeah, I think the timing of what the conversation between him and Jose Mourinho was probably the worst factor in it.
Right, guys, thanks for that. Enjoy the